You are being manipulated every day. Learn the 6 psychological triggers that control your behavior. Most of us have been taught that negotiation is a rational, logical process. We are taught to sit across a table, lay out our facts, analyze the data, and find a fair compromise. We are taught to meet in the middle, to split the difference, and to focus on mutual interests. This is the traditional, Harvard-style approach to negotiation, popularized by books like Getting to Yes. It assumes that human beings are rational actors who will always choose the most logical, economically sound outcome. But what if this entire premise is fundamentally flawed? What if human beings are not rational at all? What if we are deeply irrational, emotionally driven, and wildly unpredictable animals? And what if trying to use logic to negotiate with an emotional creature is the exact reason you are leaving money, time, and power on the table? Chris Voss knows exactly how flawed the traditional approach is, because he learned it the hard way. For 24 years, Voss was the lead international kidnapping negotiator for the FBI. He didn't negotiate over corporate mergers or real estate contracts. He negotiated with bank robbers, terrorists, and hostage takers. In his world, you cannot split the difference. If a kidnapper has a gun to a hostage's head and demands $1 million, you cannot say, "How about we meet in the middle? I'll give you $500,000, and you only shoot the hostage halfway." In high-stakes, life-or-death situations, compromise is a disaster. And Voss discovered that the exact same psychological principles that keep hostages alive are the exact same principles that will help you win a salary negotiation, buy a house, or close a business deal. Today, we are going to dive deep into his groundbreaking book, Never Split the Difference. We will dismantle the myth of rational negotiation, uncover the hidden psychological levers of human emotion, and learn the exact tactical frameworks to bend reality, uncover hidden leverage, and get what you want without burning bridges. The very first thing you must understand is that negotiation is not a battle of logic, it is a battle of emotion. Human beings have 2 systems of thinking. System 1 is fast, instinctive, and emotional. System 2 is slow, deliberative, and logical. Traditional negotiation tries to appeal to System 2. But when the stakes are high, when people are stressed, or when they feel threatened, System 1 takes over completely. You cannot reason with a hijacked amygdala. To influence someone, you must first address their emotions. Voss calls this tactical empathy. Tactical empathy is not about being nice, and it is not about agreeing with the other person. It is about deeply understanding the counterpart's feelings, their worldview, and their mindset, so well that you can use that understanding to influence their decisions. It is about making the other person feel so profoundly heard and understood that their guard drops, and they begin to trust you. The first tool to achieve tactical empathy is your voice. Voss identifies 3 vocal tones: the assertive voice, the upbeat voice, and the late-night FM DJ voice. The assertive voice is direct and confrontational, which usually triggers defensiveness. The upbeat voice is friendly and positive, which can come across as fake or dismissive of serious issues. The late-night FM DJ voice is deep, soft, slow, and calming. It inflects downward at the end of sentences. When you use this voice, you project authority, calm, and control. It signals to the other person's primal brain that you are not a threat, which immediately lowers their defenses and opens them up to collaboration. Once you have set the right tone, you must use the simplest, yet most powerful, tool in the negotiator's arsenal: mirroring. Mirroring is the act of repeating the last 1 to 3 words the counterpart has just said. It sounds almost too simple to work, but it is incredibly effective. When someone says, "We just can't accept this price, it's way too high," you simply reply, in your late-night FM DJ voice, way too high? Mirroring does two things. First, it makes the other person feel heard. It signals that you are paying deep attention to them. Second, and more importantly, it forces them to elaborate. Human beings hate silence, and when you mirror them, their brain automatically tries to fill the silence by rephrasing their point, providing more context, or revealing new information. Well, yes, it's too high because our budget was cut by 10% this quarter. Suddenly, you have uncovered a hidden piece of information, the budget cut, that you can now use to structure a better deal. Mirroring is not about being a parrot. It is about being a human tape recorder that forces the other person to reveal their hand. But what happens when the other person is angry, hostile, or deeply suspicious? This is where you use the second tool, labeling. Labeling is the act of identifying and verbally acknowledging the other person's emotions. You do this by starting a sentence with "it seems like," "it sounds like," or "it looks like." Never use "I" when labeling, because "I" makes it about you. "I think you're angry" sounds accusatory. "It seems like you're frustrated" sounds like an objective observation. If a counterpart is yelling at you, do not tell them to calm down. That is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Instead, label their emotion. Say, "It seems like you are incredibly frustrated with this process." When you accurately label a negative emotion, you diffuse it. You bring the emotion out of the dark, primal part of their brain and into the rational part, where it can be processed. Conversely, if you label a positive emotion, you reinforce it. "It sounds like you are really excited about this project." By consistently labeling their emotional state, you build a deep, subconscious bond of trust. Before you even make a difficult request or present a tough offer, you must use a technique called the accusation audit. This is the practice of listing all the negative things the other person is thinking about you, before they even have a chance to say them. If you are asking for a massive extension on a deadline, do not pretend everything is fine. Start by saying, "You are going to think I am completely unreasonable. You are going to think I am disorganized, and that I don't respect your time. You might even think I'm trying to take advantage of you." When you say this, the counterpart is stunned. They were preparing to attack you, but you just took all their ammunition away. By articulating their worst fears, you defuse the emotional bomb. They will almost instinctively reply, "No, you're not unreasonable, let's figure this out." The accusation audit clears the emotional debris from the table so you can actually negotiate. Once you have established tactical empathy, mirrored their points, and labeled their emotions, you must guide the conversation. This is where you use calibrated questions. Traditional negotiation tells you to ask why questions. Why do you want that price? But why is an accusatory word? It makes people defensive. Instead, Voss teaches us to ask what and how questions. These are open-ended questions that force the counterpart to stop and think, and more importantly, they force the counterpart to solve your problem. The most powerful calibrated question in the English language is, "How am I supposed to do that?" Imagine you are negotiating a salary, and the employer says, "We can only offer you $50,000. If you say, "That's not enough," you create a deadlock. Instead, you use your late-night FM DJ voice and say, "How am I supposed to accept that when my market value is $75,000? This question is magical. It is not aggressive, it is a plea for help. It forces the employer to stop and look at the situation from your perspective. It forces them to use their mental energy to solve your problem. They might say, "Well, we can't do base salary, but we can offer a $10,000 signing bonus and extra vacation days." By asking, "How am I supposed to do that?" you shift the burden of problem solving onto them, while maintaining a collaborative, non-confrontational posture. You make them feel like they are in control, while you are actually guiding the outcome. But what about the actual numbers? When it comes time to talk money, Voss strongly advises against splitting the difference. If you want a brown shoe and your partner wants a black shoe, splitting the difference doesn't mean you each wear one brown and one black shoe. It means you both look ridiculous. Compromise often leads to bad deals where both parties lose. Instead, Voss introduces the Ackerman model of bargaining, which is designed to push the other party to their absolute maximum limit without breaking the relationship. First, set your target price. Let's say you want to buy a car listed for $20,000, but you want it for $15,000. Your first offer should be 65% of your target. You offer $9,750. The seller will be shocked and likely offended. You will then use tactical empathy and labeling to weather their reaction. Your second offer should be 85% of your target. You offer $12,750. Your third offer should be 95%. You offer $14,250. Finally, you offer your exact target, $15,000. At each step, you use precise, non-round numbers. Don't offer $15,000, offer $15,350. Precise numbers feel calculated and firm, as if you have crunched the exact data and this is your absolute limit. Furthermore, at each step, you throw in non-monetary items that are cheap for you but valuable to them, like offering to pick up the car yourself or paying in cash. This model systematically pushes the other party to their limit while making them feel like they fought for every single dollar. However, even with all these tactics, you will sometimes hit a wall. The other party will say a hard no. Most people are terrified of the word no. They think it means the negotiation is over. But Voss teaches that no is not the end, it is the beginning of the negotiation. No makes people feel safe. It makes them feel in control. When someone says no, they are simply protecting their boundaries. Instead of pushing for a yes, push for a no. Ask questions like, is now a bad time to talk, or have you given up on this project? When people say no, they relax. They feel safe. Once they feel safe, you can guide them back to the table. And remember, yes is often a counterfeit. People say yes just to get you to shut up. Yes means nothing unless it is followed by that's right. That's right is the ultimate goal of tactical empathy. When you have summarized their situation, their feelings, and their worldview so perfectly that they look at you and say, that's right, you have achieved a breakthrough. They feel completely understood. At that exact moment, their brain releases oxytocin, the bonding chemical, and they become highly receptive to your solutions. Do not settle for yes. Hunt for that's right. Finally, we must talk about the ultimate secret of negotiation, the black swan. In every negotiation, there are 3 to 5 pieces of information that, if you knew them, would completely change the outcome. These are the black swans. They are the hidden unknowns. Maybe the seller is desperate to close the deal before the end of the month because of a tax implication. Maybe the buyer is actually using your offer to leverage a better deal with their current supplier. You cannot find black swans by talking. You find them by listening. You find them by paying attention to their body language, their micro-expressions, and the things they are not saying. You find them by asking calibrated questions and letting them talk until they accidentally reveal a hidden constraint. The person who uncovers the black swan wins the negotiation, because they are no longer playing the same game as the other party. They have found the hidden leverage. As we conclude this deep exploration of Never Split the Difference, it is vital to understand that Chris Voss is not teaching you how to be a manipulative sociopath. He is teaching you how to be a highly effective, deeply empathetic human being. The tactics of mirroring, labeling, and asking calibrated questions are not tricks to deceive people. They are tools to break down the walls of ego, fear, and defensiveness that separate us. Negotiation is not about defeating the person across the table. It is about collaborating with them to find a solution that satisfies both parties, while ensuring you do not leave your own needs unmet. It is about realizing that behind every unreasonable demand, every angry outburst, and every hard no, there is a human being with fears, desires, and a need to be understood. When you stop trying to use cold logic to bully your way to a compromise, and instead start using tactical empathy to understand the human being in front of you, the entire dynamic shifts. You stop fighting against the current, and you start guiding the river. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the psychology of high-stakes negotiation. If this framework resonates with you, if it gives you the tools to navigate your next difficult conversation with confidence and empathy, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, never split the difference. Go forth, listen deeply, ask the right questions, and uncover the hidden leverage in every interaction. If you enjoyed this book, please let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear what book you'd like me to summarize next or what type of books you're interested in. Your suggestions help shape this channel, and I'll do my best to bring you the content you want. Thank you for subscribing to Raw Books. Your support means a lot.